Recording. Transition. All right, we're rolling. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to our weekly live stream. My name is Alicia, and today I'm going to talk about some date-related phrases, some questions, responses, and just some general planning phrases for today's live lesson. So I'm going to talk about a lot of patterns that you can use to make invitations, to make conversation when you're meeting someone, and what to say after you meet someone. So we'll talk, like I said, about patterns to introduce topics for conversation, and we'll do some responses, some ways that you can answer questions, or just kind of natural ways to like accept or reject an invitation. So some of this will be a little review for some of you, but I hope that everyone can find a few new things today. We are loading the chats. I see YouTube. Hi, YouTube. Hi, Lita and Eduardo and Carolina and Starlust and Rindra and Juan and Pang and Omar. Hi, how am I? I am good. I'm doing good today. Thanks for asking. I never see that. Okay, I'm doing well. We're all doing well. Facebook. Hi, Facebook is up too. La and Joel and Anastasia and Fikra and Yuko. Great. Hi. Okay, good. Everybody is ready. We will give everyone just a couple minutes to join the live stream, and then we'll begin. So just a couple small points I want to share. First, if you have not checked our YouTube channel, the English Class 101 YouTube channel, there's a new episode of our series, Know Your Verbs. Know Your Verbs. It's all about verbs and kind of leveling up your knowledge of those verbs. There's a new episode of Know Your Verbs. It's about the verb keep. That's on the channel as of like 12 hours ago about. So please check that out. I hope that that is useful for you. I hope you can find some new ways of using that verb. So that's one new thing. Other new things I think I shared about last week, so that's the big thing I wanted to mention. Oh yeah, and there's a punctuation video out too about how to use semicolons. Some of you have asked me about that in Ask Alicia and just on the channel. So there is a semicolon video up now. I hope that you can check that out if you have some questions. Great, I see lots of people now. Great, fantastic, thanks for joining. I see it on Facebook too, so I will share the video. So as you join, yes, please send a message in the chat. Please like the video and share the video. We really appreciate it so others can find it. As I said, today's topic is date phrases, and planning related phrases in general too. With that, let's get started. Hi everybody in Facebook chat. Great. Okay, let's get started. I want to begin with just sharing kind of the lesson, I guess, format, the lesson plan for today. I'm going to take us through 3 phases of meeting people. So the first part of today's lesson will be over here. So this part will be kind of like before a date, or like before an event, before a date, before a party, for example. So I'll focus here to start with invitations and how to respond to those invitations. So let's begin. I'll start with this section right here, invitations. So let's take a look at the first one. First one is, do you want to? Do you want to? Oh, I'm off the screen. Do you want to do something? Like, do you want to get dinner? Or do you want to come to this party with me? Do you want to see a movie? Do you want to something? So after this, do you want to see a movie? You'll hear that's a verb, see a movie. Do you want to go to a soccer game? Do you want to, I don't know, like I said, get dinner or have lunch, drink coffee? We start this with a verb. There's some verb that needs to follow it. We have to plus our verb. So do you want to do something? When you say this phrase, connect these two, want and to. If you say do you want to, it sounds too stiff. So instead use do you wanna. Do you wanna? We've talked about this before. Do you wanna do this thing? Do you wanna do that thing? And you can make this you sound reduced as well. Do you wanna? Do you wanna? So that sounds much more natural than do you want to. But do you wanna do this? Do you wanna do that? That's a pretty basic one, I think, to invite. Okay. Yeah, good one. Hi, Junior. Do you wanna hang out sometime? Great. Do you want to play? Great. Play. I'll talk about this one later. To play, this verb. This is a common one that maybe learners use in like English. We use play for children. Adults don't use play. Instead, we use hangout like Junior used in the YouTube chat. Okay. So let's move on to another one. I included this one. Would you like to? Would you like to do something? Would you like to have a coffee? Would you like to get together sometime? Would you like to go to a movie? This is correct. This is grammatically correct. It is not going to make any communication problem. But would you like to is formal. So if I'm talking to a friend of mine, a close friend, and I say, would you like to? Like, it's not wrong. It just maybe sounds a little too polite. Would you like to? So you don't have to be this polite. You can if you want, but just remember, this is a more formal expression. Would you like to see a movie? So maybe someone that you don't know super well, you could use would you like to here. Okay, here's another one. Are you free on? So you'll notice these first two end in to. Would you like to? And you follow with some verb phrase here. This one, are you free on something? So here, we typically use a day of the week. A day of the week. So are you free on Sunday? Or are you free on Saturday night? Are you free on Monday? So you're asking if someone's schedule is open. So free means open schedule. Are you free on Monday? Are you free on Tuesday? It's open schedule. Sorry, my writing is bad. Are you free on? Are you free on? So this is asking, before you introduce a plan, you're asking if someone is available. Are you free on? So I would say, like, at least in my case, I don't like it when someone just says, are you free on this day? I'm like, well, yes, maybe, but I want to know why you're asking. So it's a good idea to include something like this. Are you free on Tuesday? Do you want to see a movie? In the same like message or in the same conversation. So that's a nice strategy, I think, when making invitations effectively. Okay, let's continue to one more. Someone in the chat, Joseph, thank you. Someone wrote, are you free on tomorrow? We can't use tomorrow here. If you want to use tomorrow, remove on. Are you free tomorrow? We use on before the day of the week. Are you free on Sunday? Are you free on Tuesday? We cannot use it with tomorrow. Are you free tomorrow is okay. Just remove on. Okay, good. Good. Great. Okay, and send anything else in the chat. I will try to watch. Let's look at this last one. Do you have any plans on blah, blah, blah? So same thing, day of the week. I'll just draw an arrow on day of the week. So same kind of thing. Are you free on is a bit more casual than do you have any plans on? So you can use either of these to ask if someone is available. So I tend to use this one. Are you free on? Or I just include it here. I say like, do you want to get dinner on Saturday night? I just put it all in one. So that's another way to use. Okay. So this is how we invite people. Let's look at how we respond to invitations. So let's first look at how to accept an invitation. So when you want to accept, you can use sure. That's great. Sure, sounds good. Or yeah, sounds great. These are a few, I think, of probably the most common ways to accept an invitation. Yeah, sure, sounds great, sounds good. Awesome. Some kind of positive word. Sounds great, sounds amazing. So this sounds is quite good. Like, oh, that sounds cool, or that sounds interesting, sure. So we combine the two together when we want to accept clearly and casually. If, however, you're interested, but you have plans, you can't attend, you can't come for some reason, you can use an expression like this. Sounds good, but. So sounds good, but I have to something on that day. So here we have this same to pattern we talked about. So we need to follow this with a verb. I have to work on that day. I have to go to a conference on that day. I have to study on that day. So I have to verb on that day. So sounds good, but. Sounds good, but. So this communicates I would like to However, I cannot. I have this other responsibility. Okay, so let's go to one more that is the same way to kind of express like I want to, but I can't. Maybe you don't want to be specific about your plans, or maybe the plans just aren't like perfectly finished yet. You can say something like this: I wish I could. I wish I could. In other words, I wish I could attend, or I wish I could do the thing you invited me to. I wish I could, but I have plans. So this is more specific, this previous sentence. I have to work, I have to study. This one, however, is very open. Just, sorry, I have plans. I can't attend, I have plans. Okay, good. Then, Junior, hi, Alicia, can I say give me a call when you're around instead of available? Give me a call when you're around? I would not use it, I don't think. Give me a call. I would say give me a call if you have time. That's what I would say. Give me a call if you have time. Okay. Saint says, can I use, do you have any plans in the week instead of in the week? Do you have any plans this week? This week. Do you have any plans this week, or are you busy this week? Try that instead. Good, 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 good. Or yeah, someone offered as well, sorry, kind of busy. Sorry, kind of busy. So this is a little bit direct, like, sorry, kind of busy. It's like, it's a little too direct, and it might seem a bit rude, actually. So you can use it, it is correct, but it might seem a little rude. Okay, good. Let's move on to one more. If it's something that you don't feel so interested in doing, like they've invited you to something that's not quite a match for your personality. They're like, let's go ice skating, and maybe you hate ice skating. You can say, sorry, but I think I'll pass this time. I think I'll pass this time. So first, apology. Sorry, but I think I'll, so we're using will here because you're just deciding. I'll pass. So like I'm going to not choose to do that thing. I'm going to choose not to do that thing. I'll pass this time. This time is important. I'll pass this time because it sounds like just this case. I don't want to participate just this time. I'll pass this time. Sorry. So that's one way to say politely, I'm sorry, I'm not interested this time. And one more. If you're sick, thanks, but I'm not feeling well. I'm not feeling well. So that's a more specific one. If you're not feeling healthy, you can refuse something with that expression. Okay, so this is our introduction point, invitations and responses to the invitations. We'll come back to this a little bit later. Javier says, can I use, but I already got plans? I've already got plans. I've already got plans is okay. I wish I could. Sorry, I have plans already for tomorrow. That's fine. Yes, I'm sorry I can't read your name. Jiwoo. Yeah. Other ones. B on Facebook, sorry, I just missed your message. I will scroll up. B, you said, sorry, I have a bit busy right now. That should be sorry, I am a bit busy right now. I am. You're talking about your state. I am a bit busy right now. Sorry. Joseph, I'll pass this time, but I'll can make it. I'll pass this time means I'm not coming. I'm not coming this time. So maybe you can say next time. I'll try to make it next time. Okay. All right, I'll try to watch for other questions. My crush when I tried to invite her, sorry, kind of busy. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough when someone says they're kind of busy and they don't get back, right? For sure. Okay, let's take a break there, but let's take a look at, I kind of want to focus because today's lesson is about dating and planning related words. We have, as always, free stuff for you guys. I'm going to focus on this one to start today. This one is our PDF about relationships, like romantic stuff or love-related words. Which way should I go? There? Okay, thank you. So there's vocabulary words here you can see with some photos to kind of help, I think. But this part here, I hope I can show. This one's about like adjectives. So kind of typical adjectives we can use to describe people. If you joined last week's live stream, maybe you remember some of the leveled up adjectives we used. On the back, some expressions that you can use. So these here, which is a bit hard to see right now, these here are like some compliments. Cool. These here are some compliments that you can use, kind of more, I suppose, typical compliments. I'm going to talk about a few others, or just kind of other patterns that you can use to compliment people naturally, because sometimes it's really easy to give a not so sincere compliment. So I want to talk about that later. Okay, good. So with that, if you're just joining, yes, today's live stream is about date phrases, date-related phrases. So we talked about invitations, making invitations, responding to invitations. Now we're going to talk about what to say if you are on a date or if you're just at a party and you're catching up with your friends. So this isn't only for dates, not only for dates. All right. Good. I will try to check your messages too. Okay, so let's move along to the next part, questions and compliments. Questions and compliments. So first, a few questions. I want to talk about a few question patterns that can help you start a conversation or continue a conversation. They are, first, what's new? What's new? So what's new means what's new in your life. What's new in your life? So that means since the last time you saw that person, what is their news? What has happened? Like, did they get a new job? Or do they have like a new, I don't know, something new that's happening in their life? A new friend, a relationship? Is there a problem? So what's new since the last time you talked to that person? What's new? So that's a nice expression that we can use to kind of start a conversation, but try to use like a kind of happy voice when you ask this question. I've heard some people ask this question, they're like, so what's new? Like they don't really care. So it's important that if you're like meeting a person, you're meeting a friend, or you're meeting a date, your intonation is important. You should sound probably kind of interested when you ask this question. What's new? So be excited. These two are kind of, I think this one may be the most challenging one. How have you been? How have you been? This is sort of a more like leveled up version of what's new. This is, I think, a better question than what's new. How have you been? How have you been? So how have you been since the last time I saw you? How have you been since the last time I saw you? So again, what's your life been like since the last time we met? How have you been? How have you been? And your pronunciation, how have you been? Try to make it how have you been? So we're connecting this v sound to how. How have you been? How have you been? Sounds much better than how have you been? How have you been? Okay. Someone said, provide daily use of phrase, please. This is a daily use. Meeting people and asking how they are is a daily use. Okay. Next one, how was your week? How was your week? You can ask someone this, whether you're on a date or just meeting friends. You can ask your colleague this question. How was your week? Past tense. How was your week? How was your week? It was good. It was bad. It was busy. I got good news. So this is a question about the previous week. This is a common question. This is a common question on the weekend. So common question for weekends. So you can use this with lots of people, not just on dates. Okay, I'll talk about responses in a second too. All right, let's go to a couple of just basic compliments and like a compliment pattern. First one, this one, you look nice. This is very easy to remember. You look nice. So it's just a simple compliment. There's nothing really like special about the compliment, but it's just kind of a nice, easy to understand, friendly compliment. And also, please remember like your body language when you give someone a compliment. Like if you say it like genuinely and you say, oh, you look nice, it's much different than kind of like keeping your hands here and just staring at the person and saying, you look nice. So keep your body language in mind. Like, make the other person feel comfortable as you give compliments. So try to think about your body language and like your English language as well. Okay, so that's one simple compliment. So with that in mind, with the body language point in your mind, try to also think about something like this, something more specific. I really like your, and here is like some kind of like clothing, or maybe it's jewelry. Jewelry, something like that. So you find something specific on the other person and you send, and sorry, I was looking at the chat. So, and then you find that specific thing and you make a comment about that thing because it shows you really are paying attention. Maybe that person took the time to make that decision and you want to compliment that. So, for example, I really like your jacket, or I really like your glasses, or I really like your necklace, or I really like your hairstyle. That looks nice. So choose something that's specific and be sincere. Don't just pick something strange just because you want to compliment the person. Be sincere with your compliments too. Okay. Pablo says, you looking good. Is it polite? You are looking good is quite casual, actually. I think instead of good, you should use nice. Instead of you're looking good, which sounds very casual and kind of like maybe too friendly sometimes, I would say you're looking really nice tonight, or you look nice. I would prefer, like if someone gave me a compliment, I would prefer to hear you look nice. That sounds more natural and more polite to me. Careful with your spelling, not gorgeous, but gorgeous. Gorgeous is the spelling. So I've used nice here. Other words you could use, you look gorgeous. You look handsome, you look beautiful, and so on. There are a lot of these words on this thing that I showed you earlier. So there are some other adjectives you can use to talk about someone's appearance here. Okay, good. So how do we respond to this is the next part. So to respond to these questions and to respond to these compliments, when someone asks you these two, I'm going to use blue. When someone asks you this question or this question, how have you been or what's new, you can use this pattern to respond. I've been something ing. So here is a verb. So for example, I've been working a lot, or I've been relaxing a lot, or I've been trying a lot of new things, for example. So a key here is this I've been part. This matches the question, how have you been? So we're using the same thing, this I have been, blah, 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 because this grammar point refers to something that started in the past and continues to the present. So the last time you saw that person until the conversation now. This is the grammar point we use to explain that kind of thing. Okay, good. So that's one. Second, if you're in a conversation and someone asks, how was your week? How was your week? You can use this one. So first, use an adjective, busy or good or normal, something like that. Then give some details. This week, I something. Here, I included ed because there are lots of verbs that end in ed. But my meaning here is just a past tense statement. This week I finished a project, or this week I did a live stream about date phrases, I could tell someone. Or this week I got a haircut, that's true. So it's like you just need to choose something that's in the past tense. So this is one past tense pattern. So this week I worked a lot. It can be very simple, very basic. Just share a past tense thing. Okay, I don't see other questions yet. I will look. Okay, then to finish this section, you can talk about your upcoming plans. This is an upcoming plan expression. So upcoming, oh, can you see that? Yeah, maybe. Can I see that? Sorry. Okay, this says upcoming, U-P-C-O-M-I-N-G, upcoming plan question. You can sort of see, sorry. So this next week I'm. So when you're having a conversation, it's good to offer some information. This person asked you, how was your week? Then you can share, next week I'm working on the next part of my project. Next week I'm studying for a test. Next week I'm traveling to a different country. So share about your upcoming plans so you can review the past and talk about the future things and share what's coming up. So this is just kind of a nice, I think, way to begin and to continue conversations. All right. Upcoming. Hi, Harley. Upcoming. Upcoming means like coming, to reverse it, coming up. So upcoming means things that are going to happen in the near future. Upcoming plans. So plans that are going to happen in the near future. Okay, good. Let's finish this section there. The last section is short, don't worry. So if you missed it, today's topic is dating phrases and planning related phrases in general. But I showed this earlier. This is, as always, we have lots of free stuff for you guys. I showed this one, which is dating and romance related. So if you want to pick up a couple new adjectives for describing people, like we talked about beautiful, handsome, cute, gorgeous, and so on, you can use that. But if there are some other things you want to know how to say, other ways to compliment people, you can check out the, page 2 of this PDF. So other ways to compliment, short compliments. So these are some other things that you could use. Again, just I think a key point is just to be sincere when you're giving compliments. So this is for free. You can find this for free from the link below the video on YouTube or above the video on Facebook. You can get this. And there are other ones too. So I'm not showing the other ones. I'm focusing on one topic today. But if you have other like vocabulary gaps, please check these out. These are all free. I won't show all of them. We don't have time. But maybe you've seen these. So please check these out. These are all free on the website. So go download those. All right. Yes, to get the PDF, if you're watching on Facebook, Alex on Facebook, the link is in the description, not the chat box. So check the description for the video that you're watching right now. There's a Google link there. You can click it. If you're watching on YouTube, it's not in the chat box. It's in the description for the video. So please check that. Okay, so let's go to our final thing. As you're joining too, if you're joining, don't worry, this is being recorded. And make sure to send any questions you have in the chat. Don't forget to like and share the video and all that good stuff too. Okay, so let's continue to our final thing. After a date or after a party, after you meet someone, what do you say? So like when you, maybe it's the next day after you saw someone, you can use one of these expressions. Thanks for a fun time. So I'm assuming here it was enjoyable, you had a nice time. You want to say thank you to the other person. You can say, thanks for a fun time. You can change this adjective to, thanks for a nice time. Thanks for a great time. So you had fun. That's what you want to share with the other person. You can also say, I had a nice time. I had a nice time. So these are just pleasant kind of, compliments to say, I enjoyed spending time with you. I had a nice time. Another common one is thanks for yesterday, or thanks for last night, or thanks for our evening, like something like that. So just choose the point of time in the day that you met the other person or that you attended the party. Like, thanks for the barbecue. It was so much fun. So this is another phrase you can use when you say thank you, but this one is kind of, this can be date specific. I do use this with friends, like let's get dinner again soon. That's fine to use with friends. You can also use this like effectively on dates as well. This is okay for dates. Okay for dates. This let's get together again soon. Let's get together again soon. I know. Let's get together again soon. Let's get dinner again soon. Let's get a drink again soon. That kind of thing. So you can see there are a lot of similar expressions we can use. And then if the person says, yeah, let's get together again soon, you can go right back to this first part we talked about in the lesson. Just make another invitation and repeat. So this is kind of just a basic way to make plans, and some of these expressions are nice to use for dates as well. So I have to finish up there. If you have any questions, I will try to answer. I don't see any right now, but do send questions. If you have questions, please feel free to send them in the chat. I will check the chat logs after the lesson and try to grab your questions and hopefully answer them somehow at some point. So I will finish up there, though. We have to end today's lesson, unfortunately. Thank you, as always, for joining and for liking and for sharing the video. We really appreciate it. We will be back next week, September 12th. Oh my gosh, this year is going so quickly. Excuse me. Our topic for next week will be how to talk about your home city. How to talk about your home city. A few of you have asked about this. So I'm going to share some phrases you can use for explaining where you're from. I'll talk about your home city and your home country. And talk about, we'll talk about weather, what's famous in your town, and a few other things too. So this will be next week's lesson, how to talk about your home city. Please join us at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that's New York City time, Wednesday night. So if you don't know your time zone, please Google it, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll finish there for today, though. Thank you, as always, for watching us. Don't forget to pick up your free stuff from the links above or below the video. There's one right there, a travel one. I didn't show that in the lesson, but this is useful, no doubt. Check out the link in the description for the video to get this and to get all the other ones we showed you as well. Family and relatives is another good one for this topic, I think. So please check that out. Go download it. You will need an account. If you do not have an account, you can make one for free right away. So we will end there for today's lesson, I think. So thanks, as always, for joining us. Have a good day. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.